Unseasonable for this time of the year. We're in winter, really, aren't we? Friday the 24th, coming into a brand spanking new weekend. And let me do this.
Galaxy 107fm.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and absolutely elated. I've got to be honest with you, we're joined today, coming out of Murphy, North Carolina. Heidi Holton's joining us now. She was the feature artist this morning on The Breakfast Show. You might remember this one. So how are you feeling, Heidi? You all right?
Yeah, feeling good.
Nice, nice. Now, I've got to warn you, Heidi, I don't ask the rigid 12 questions that every other DJ seems to want to ask you. I'm kind of off the cuff. Whatever we're talking about, we'll flow with it. We'll find something to discuss, and we'll inform our, and I don't want to call them fans or listeners or anything like that. They're actually our audio audience. You know what I mean? Because there's that bloody many of them, then there's more than listeners, they're an audience now. You know, but by God, I wouldn't want to buy them all a beer either. I'd be broke in no time. I really would. But we'll get them familiar with you, get to know you. I think maybe by the end of this, you might need a stiff drink. You never know.
Yes.
I hope you've got something in the drawer there somewhere. So we'll get through this. We really will. Reverend Gary Davis, love his style.
Me too. Yeah, he's my favorite.
Yep, absolutely. At Memphis Blues, Jorma, I've never heard of Kokona.
Jorma Kaukonen, he was in the 60s band Hot Tuna and the Jefferson Airplane.
Ah, now I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, he was their lead guitar player, and he had a spin-off group, Hot Tuna, which was more of the acoustic Reverend Gary Davis style blues.
Okay. Oh, by the way, guys, it's Slash's birthday today.
Yes.
He's 55.
So,
I worked with Guns N' Roses once upon a time.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. Way back in the day when
good morning,
they did
Facebookers.
the Use Your Illusion tour here in New Zealand. I was one of the engineers that worked there, so
Awesome.
I witnessed some stuff with that band. Anyway, Heidi, we're going to go live now.
Okay.
Barbara says, give me a bit of cheek. Please do. Too many people are polite. Okay. She
I'll see
meant
what
it.
I can do.
Good on you. Good on you. Believe me. Points for trying, literally, because nobody does. You know, they're all too bloody polite on the interwebby thing. They are. We're Kiwis. We can take it.
You ain't never coming home. That ain't nothing but the devil. Let me treat you the way I do. I'm gonna break out like the measles. I'm gonna be all over you.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, for those of you that are joining us on Facebook Live this morning, Thank you so much. Believe me, it is an absolute pleasure to be talking to Heidi Holton coming out of Murphy. I asked her what law it was. I got the answer too, by the way, out of course, North Carolina. Heidi, welcome to Galaxy.
Thank you. I'm so excited to be here.
You know, I am so excited for you to be there as well, to be very, very honest with you. You've had quite a harrowing time lately.
You know, I have. I've been in quarantine. My mom has COVID-19, and so I've been quarantined as well. I just got my test results back this morning, and I'm COVID-free. But, you know, we're all on lockdown for 14 days so that we don't infect the rest of the community.
You know, that's good to know that you were COVID-free, because this morning when I came to work, I just wanted to bring my little mask just in case I might have caught something from you. You never know. It might happen.
I have mine too. Look, it's leopard.
I like your one. Yours is much more pleasant than the clinical kind of things that they gave me, that's for sure. But I really am very, very elated to meet you, Heidi, because you play the kind of and the style of music that's dear to me. I absolutely love the blues, and there's not enough pretty blues players much like yourself.
Well, thank you. That means a lot to me.
And believe me, you're making a big hit here at Galaxy. Not only do the staff love it, but our audio audience as well. They are picking up on Heidi Holton, left, right and centre. Now, we're going to run down a few things as we go through this. But first of all, let me give a shout out to Kurt Huxley. I think that would be the best way to be able to describe Gert. Showbiz Info Music Artist Promotions coming out of Germany. Now, he was the guy that introduced us, well, Barbara, to you, which I am absolutely elated he did. But tell me, how do you know Gert?
You know, we became friends on Facebook. I think we had a mutual friend who connected us. And he mentioned to me that he does record promotion. So I thought, you know what, I'll give it a try, and I'll give him Why Mama Cries and see what he can do with it. And he's gotten me so much airplay, and he brought me all the way to you guys in New Zealand, which is huge because New Zealand is on my bucket list of places that I've always wanted to go. So I kind of feel like I'm there right now.
Well, I'm going to tell you, Heidi, we're going to talk about that a little later on through the interview, because believe me, I really want to go down that road. But first of all, 62 countries, 94 cities around the world right now tuning in to hear Heidi Holton. Now, I've got to ask you a fan question. How do we get hold of you, Heidi? Are you on Facebook? Are you on Twitter? Are you on Instagram? But more importantly, do you respond?
Absolutely. Yes, I'm on Facebook, and I'm very friendly. So add me as a friend, or, you know, follow my page. I try to get back to everybody as quickly as possible. I'm out here in the country right now with no internet service, so it takes me a few days to respond, but I will get back to people if they write to me. I'm also on Instagram. I don't do Twitter because I'm too old. And then you can always find me at HeidiHolton.com. I have my contact information up there. You can shoot me a quick email, listen to my music for free. You can find me on YouTube. So yeah, I'm all over the internet.
Yeah, you shouldn't have said that, because now you're going to get another 5,000 Facebook fans. You'll be too busy. You'll be there all day. Now, on your website, do you have a merch store on your website?
I have, the only merch that I have are my 2 CDs. I have Mockingbird Blues and Why Mama Cries. And you can go to my website and find out how you can order a copy of those.
Very, very cool. Now, later on, I'm going to talk to you about those 2 CDs, because maybe, just maybe, if I'm good enough, you might send me a few copies. We could do a giveaway here with our listeners. It's all about keeping Heidi Holton playing and the name rolling here at Galaxy. What do you reckon?
I think we can make that happen. As soon as I'm out of quarantine and they let me go to the post office, I will hook you up.
Nice. I'll get Barbara to send you all the details of everything like that. And believe me, we would love to be able to continue promoting Heidi Holton. Now, at the same time, nothing in the rambling Tell me a little bit about that.
Well, Nothing in Ramblin' is a Memphis Minnie song. And I fell in love with Memphis Minnie's music years ago. She plays that like Piedmont-style acoustic blues that's near and dear to my heart. And when I talked Rory Block into producing my album, I chose a few of my favorite country blues songs to record. And getting to record that song with Rory Block, she played backup guitar and auxiliary instrumentation on that track with me. It was a dream come true because she's one of my heroes in terms of female blues guitar, slide guitar players. So getting to record that song with her and interpret it together was just one of the most special, magical moments of my career.
Well, I got to let you know, the production team absolutely loved this one. And I'll let you know, it's not easy getting an interview with us here at Galaxy. It really isn't. I will go through the process with you while this is playing, but believe me, it's very interesting. But production absolutely loved this. Here's Heidi Holton and Nothing in Rambling right here at Galaxy. Honestly, when we first hear about an artist, it usually comes from Barbara. Now, I'm oblivious all the way through this process, right? I really am. Barbara, I don't know how she finds the time, but she gets between 30 and 50 bands a day contact her in one way, form or another, including agents, managers, record labels, promotions, everything. And then singles come along. People just, out of the blue, approach Barbara. So she has to work that down because we've only got a certain amount of time in a week to be able to do these things.
Yeah.
So she works that down to something manageable. Then she takes that to production. And Brookie and Barbara sort of agree, disagree very, very passionately sometimes to get it down to something that is presentable to our board. Now, our board, any given meeting could be 8 to 12 people. And, of course, they do all the boardy stuff, but at the end of the day, they have our image in mind. You know what I mean? So it's got to be good.
Awesome.
Then it comes to me. Now, I know nothing about this. And believe me, I get it in a sort of a USB kind of deal where it Bluetooths through to my car stereo. And believe me, I've got a very good car stereo. And it doesn't come up with any information. It just plays the music. I don't know who, what, when, why, or what the song title is. And I play you in my car. Now, two reasons for that. First reason is nobody can influence me on whether I want to do the interviews. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I've got to be able to listen to the music and say, yes, I want to do it. Now, I've done engineering in studios for about 35, 37 years. I've been a front of house engineer for almost about the same amount of time, plus I've been a DJ for about 40-something years. So I've been around a little bit. So I kind of know what I want to interview. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
The other reason why I do it in my car is nobody else wants to drive with me.
True.
It's true, nobody.
Me too.
Oh, apparently they've got something against going sideways. It's fun. Honest, guys, it's fun.
Not if you roll your car, it's not fun. And I know people like it. I've been in a car that's rolled.
I haven't rolled a car in about 30 years.
Yeah, well,
Oh,
in your
God.
dream.
You've got to be a beginner to do that.
You guys, the police just showed up, and I have this sign in my window. And I'm really glad that I made the sign because they would have knocked on my window.
Oh, we would have liked to have met them, though. That would have been interesting.
You know, I haven't seen a good police bust or chase in a long time, actually. We'll have to tune into Fox Live. Yeah, our interview's on TV.
What was his sign?
Yeah, what was his sign?
Yeah,
Do you want to hold up your sign again? One of the girls wants to take a photo.
Yeah.
Nice
Can
and
you
close.
see it?
bit closer.
Bit closer, just a fraction closer. Oh, too close.
Go back a bit.
Yep.
Yep.
Hang on, I want to take a film of it too.
Good
I
on
would
you.
like to
Good
meet
on
some
you.
policemen, though.
Anyway, let's go back to
Yeah.
this.
Thank you.
Say there ain't nothing in round. Here I am running round. Oh, find yourself a good man and settle down. Galaxy.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, and well, I am absolutely elated to be joined by Heidi Holton. Surreal times, I got to be honest with you, you couldn't have got any closer to the surreal times there is, but something rather interesting, one dead, two hospitalised with listeria in Tauranga. That's only about an hour and a half away. Do you know what listeria is?
Yes, I do.
Yes, it's food poisoning, basically,
It is,
isn't it? Yeah. Somebody's eaten some bad Kentucky Fried, that's what it was.
Yeah.
But we are absolutely elated to be joined coming out of Murphy, North Carolina. And I'm sorry, every time I see the name Murphy, well, you know, I used to have an ex whose last name was Murphy, so there was that law was applied in that relationship as well, you know what I mean? So every time I see that, I have a little giggle to myself because, believe me, I've lived with one, never in one. Which is rather strange. Now, Heidi, how long have you been performing blues?
Oh gosh, that's a great question. Probably about 10 years. I started out as a heavy metal and punk rock chick. So I've been playing guitar for 25 years, but I didn't start playing blues until I was in my mid-20s.
So what made you change?
I have always loved blues, especially acoustic Delta Piedmont style blues. And I just, when I was younger, I didn't think anybody would want to hear it. I tried to be cool, and I tried to, play the kind of music that I thought other people would like. And as I got older, it got harder and harder to keep a band together. And so I figured I'd just give it a try, going out on my own and playing the music that I love, and started writing songs on acoustic guitar as well. And I started getting gigs right and left. And eventually it led to me being a full-time musician. So, following your heart is really what you should do.
That's fascinating. That really is fascinating because, believe me, I'm loving the story. I really, really am. Now, I got to ask you at this point, have you been signed by a label yet?
I haven't. No, I haven't found a good fit. And to be honest, it kind of seems like independent music is the way to go these days. We have so much opportunity with the internet and social media to get our music out there that it just doesn't seem fair to give up all that control to other people.
I fully understand, but maybe after this, after we do this interview, maybe I can have a chat to you about something that might just interest you. You never know. And believe me,
Okay.
Very, very huge. Now, we also, when I first met you, you said to me that you would love, on your bucket list, if I remember right, to come to New Zealand, down here to the Antipodes. Unlike people believe, we don't actually walk upside down. We, believe me, I have had one artist go, hey, don't you guys get, headaches from being upside down? No.
Does the water go down the drain in the different direction?
Yes.
That's true.
Yes, yeah, absolutely. We're in the southern hemisphere, and you guys are in the northern, right? So there's which is, I've experienced it. Believe me, I've been through the United States a number of times, and around the world. I've travelled with some very, very big bands over the years, and done some huge tours. And it's the little quirky things like that that really do stick in your memory, I got to be honest with you. So, yeah, absolutely. But we never notice it here. It's always the same way.
Right.
You know, you're brought up here, you're born here. Well, I wasn't actually. I was born in the United States. But I was brought up here. So believe me, I've always noticed it going in one direction. Now, having said that, I did touch on this. You would like to come here to New Zealand. Would you be interested in coming here and playing in front of New Zealand audiences?
Absolutely. I would love to.
Right. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to keep you in touch with Barbara because Barbara is the manager of Aurora Entertainments, which brings bands into the country, works tirelessly for the artists to be able to put shows together. Everything you need, the back lines, your staging, everything, right down to your work visas. Barbara is the lady. Now, of course, we have got to work with the government right now because we're all in basically overseas lockdown. You know what I mean? We can't go anywhere, but we can't have international artists come and play. So when that happens, maybe we can get in touch with you again and say, hey, listen, we've got something in mind. Would you consider it?
I would love that because I'm going to have a new album coming out. I have an album that's complete and ready to go. I'm waiting for COVID-19 for us to figure out what's going to happen, and it'll be released. So once we're all clear to travel, I can come and play for you guys, and I'll have a new record for you to hear.
You know, that excites me. That really excites me because maybe, just maybe, you would want to release some songs with us. Maybe you would like to come back again and have another interview. What do you reckon?
That would be amazing. Yes, I'm in.
Love it. Absolutely love it. But I got to warn you, Heidi, here in New Zealand, we're a little crazy. You know what I mean?
You know, that's what I've heard, and I love crazy.
Well, if you're going to come to New Zealand and if you're going to hook up with me, may I say, bail money. Bring some bail money.
Okay,
I
will.
I'm all about shenanigans. I love to get into trouble. You know what I mean?
I know exactly what you mean. I mean, the cops pulled up to my car just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, for a moment there, you were almost my hero. I was expecting, let's hook into Fox News Live. We'll watch this on the helicopter as well. Make it a good chase, you know, stop off, buy some drugs, you know. I've watched a few of those.
Exactly.
What?
I'm a blues woman.
Exactly, you know, just drop off to the bottle store, make sure there's going to be a good drink and driving conviction as well, you know. Go as slow as hell because they make the most TV time, don't they?
Definitely.
You know, if you go fast and then you get a crash involved, well, the TV time's over and done with. But if you go really, really slow and hold up the whole motorway, for instance, you know, that goes for good entertainment.
Absolutely.
I like it. I like it. Maybe I can come over there and join you doing it instead of watching it live on Fox News. Now, plug for Fox News too, by the way. Now, when you come over here to New Zealand, and, well, you know, it's inevitable that you'll meet up with me. I've got to ask you, have you ever heard of a hoo-hoo grub?
Of who?
Close. Hoo-hoo grub.
No.
Okay, you're up for a few challenges, I presume?
Absolutely.
Good. Okay, a hoo-hoo grub. You're familiar with a caterpillar, right?
Yes.
Okay, well, this is a caterpillar on steroids. Literally, it's big. It's like a double-decker bus to a mini. And what you do with this, and we do it with every international artist. Don't worry, you won't feel alone there. But lots of alcohol, before, possibly during as well, mostly afterwards. As you put the live body in your mouth, rip off the head. Don't eat the head, it's yucky, but when you crunch down on this, it's like eating creamy peanut butter.
So you put a live caterpillar in your mouth and you pull its head off and then you eat its body?
I will send you the videos. Literally, I'll get Barbara to send you this.
So, you know, I'm mostly vegan. I'm very healthy. but I would be willing to give that a try.
Okay, well,
Okay.
It's just so
I'll remember.
terrible.
It's
It's
on
just
video.
so terrible that it might be good.
well, yeah, let me tell you, I've had many of these. The indigenous folks of New Zealand, called the Maori, actually have them as a delicacy.
Okay, I'll do it.
Well-
I'll try anything once.
We'll introduce you to a bit of culture here in New Zealand, and believe me, we'll talk about that soon. But you're familiar with festivals, right? Where kids wander around, candy floss, hot dogs on a stick, stuff like that. Yeah, not so. Well, you see, we're made up of 3 islands. Stewart Island down the bottom. They gave it a name, by the way, Stewart Island. Then they ran out of originality and went South and North Island. Yay. Yay. Claps. Props for the person that named New Zealand South and North Island. Yay. Good on you. Well, down the west coast of the South Island, they have a thing down there called the Wild Foods Festival. Now, sure, you might see the occasional kid wandering around with candy floss or a hot dog or something like that, but you're more likely to see them wandering around with deep fried locusts.
Locusts,
Yeah.
like from the Bible, that descend on things and eat everything.
Yeah, you know, so we just feed our kids on them.
But they're deep fried, so
That-
probably delicious.
They are. They absolutely are. It's all about getting your mind around some stuff. You know what I mean?
Not me.
I ate a fried cricket one time, so I bet a fried locust wouldn't be that much different.
Yeah, exactly. There you go. You know, you've done a bit of research already. Like this. Now, we'll take you down to a place called Queenstown. Now, down in Queenstown, you're going to love it. You really, really are, because it's a little boutique kind of town come city where all the A-listers from around the world go to hide from their friends and take their mates. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
One of those places. Yeah, absolutely stunning. Shania Twain owns property down there. Kevin Costner was down there not so long ago. Keanu Reeves. Who else? Tom Cruise was down there not so long ago. Believe me, they all go down there. You never know who you might bump into. Problem is,
Awesome.
you might bump into me. Now, if you bump into me, Heidi, I'll throw you off a bridge.
I love when they laugh on me.
Yeah, so do I actually. We have a thing down there called bungee jumping.
Oh, goodness.
Now, we like to challenge ourselves, and, you know, if you don't challenge yourself at least once a day, well, you know, you're not living, are you?
It's true. That's very, very true.
You know, so, and again, we'll send you the instructional videos just to show you I'm not joking. But having said that, you're not Australian, so we'll attach the bungee.
I would hope so.
Yeah, but if you like doing that, well, you see, I've been an accomplished skydiver. I've been parachuting for about 35 years, so if you feel like that, I don't mind throwing you out of a plane either.
You are all about adventure. I like this.
Yeah, it's all about fun, you know, believe me, it really, really is. Have you ever heard of a Zorb?
Of a what?
Zorb, Z-O-R-B.
No.
Okay, more alcohol, believe me. This is fun, it really is. It's a big, clear, round plastic ball that we put you in the middle of and roll you down a hill.
That sounds like fun. I
It
would
is.
totally do that.
Yeah, it is, and believe me, your best bikini on this one, because the more alcohol you have, well, you see, we'll put some runners in front of you, so that when you run over them, the looks on their faces is priceless, really. It is. You know, I've actually had people in there try to take photos.
I have to come visit because these are all things that I've never heard about. And I thought I knew a lot of things about New Zealand, but you are surprising me.
Believe me, my backyard, I know how to play. I do. Are you familiar with Lord of the Rings?
Yes.
Okay, well, about an hour and a half away from where we are right here in Komodo is the original set of Lord of the Rings. And well, you know, Middle Earth. Let's go and visit.
Yeah.
What do you reckon? We'll go and have a look around there.
Amazing. Yeah.
Go to the party tree, the hobbit holes, all the deal, believe me. Well, you'll get in, but security know me.
Excellent. So I have friends in high places.
Well, you got Barbara. Everybody needs a Barbara. Now, are you into shopping?
When I have to.
Okay, well, let me warn you, Barbara's an Olympic shopper.
Well, teach me a thing or two.
Oh, she knows all the good stuff. Really, she does. And she knows it from, I don't know, 2 miles away. She can see a bargain.
Wow.
Yeah,
I love bargains.
Yeah, she's got that sight, you know. Yeah, she can sniff out a bargain from a mile away. Believe me, she's really good at it. But believe me, it's a lot of fun. Now, are you into wine?
I love wine. Yes, wine is my favorite.
Well, we have some absolutely superb, world-class export wineries here in New Zealand. We would love to show you around a few of those. You know, have a little test, see what it's like. What do you reckon?
That sounds perfect.
Love that, love that. And we'll take you to the biggest city we have here in New Zealand called Auckland. No, I don't know whether I want to throw you off a bridge there, but it can be done, actually. The Auckland Harbour Bridge, yes, they can do bungee jumping, but moreover, I'd rather have a meal with you on the harbour at night time, taking the ambience of the city. What do you think?
That sounds great. I've heard great things about Auckland.
Yeah, believe me, love, love, love. You see, everybody here that works here actually came from Auckland to come down and join me here at Galaxy, because believe me, it was an economics thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What we do here, we could do in Auckland easily, but the thing is, it's far cheaper down here to be able to do it than in the big city. Believe me, it really is. So I think it's, well, we could also go to the casino, couldn't we?
Yep.
Have a lot of fun there. You know, they've got a bungee as well. You could jump off the tower there, which I think would be the hardest card to play, actually. You know, just quietly. Tell me about the hardest card to play.
Well, I wrote the hardest card to play about this jerk that I dated. And I was kind of like, we'd broken up, and I was messing around with a Mississippi Fred McDowell song. And I kind of just started making it my own and, you know, playing slide guitar and thinking about this guy who'd done me wrong. And the song was written in about 10 minutes. And it's probably one of my favorite songs I've ever written, just because it was inspired by one of my favorite guitar players, Mississippi Fred McDowell. So,
you know, I've got to be honest with you, Heidi. Believe me, every woman in this room right now, as soon as you said it was about a jerk you once dated, all went, oh, okay. It must be a universal female thing, really. But believe me, I love this track as well. I really, really do. And isn't it amazing how a 10-minute, a 5-minute song, something written on a napkin, can have the longevity that I think that this particular track's going to have?
Yeah, I think that those songs that you write from the heart that really speak to, you know, the deep emotions that everybody understands, those are the songs that are the easiest, and they're the songs that people relate to the most. So you can toil away on complicated lyrics and, you know, rhyme patterns, but if you just sing from the heart, sometimes it's the best.
Absolutely, absolutely. So right here at Galaxy 107 FM, live with Heidi Holton, is the hardest card to play. You don't need a stiff drink yet?
Not yet.
Not yet. Oh, okay. Well, we're working on it, believe me. It might end up being 5 questions from the 50 Shades of Grant.
Oh, no.
Listen to these guys. Thanks for your support, you fellas. Gosh. Dear. I was told too, by the way, Heidi, that online right now we have 5,751,000.
Wow.
That's
amazing.
no, well, that's about an average hour for us.
Okay.
We fluctuate
Very cool.
between 4 and 6 million every hour, so
That's wild. Wow, that's huge.
it is, and it's because of people like you.
Aw.
No, I'm not kidding you. I am. Look, you see, when we first started this, I was happy if we had 10 people listening.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But then we started interviewing indie artists like yourself, and well, you know, they went and told their friends, and then the friends started listening, and they told their friends, and before you know it, we were doing more and more interviews, we were entertaining more and more people, and over the last 2 years, it's just gone exponential.
So cool. That's awesome.
Internet is a crazy thing, isn't it?
It's great.
Yeah, you know, it's such a great resource for indie artists too, because to get airplay and to gain new listeners is just, I mean, it's such a help to people's careers.
Yeah, and as I said, 62 countries, 94 cities hooked in around the world. Believe me, there's places like Uganda listening to us right now. St.
Wow.
Petersburg in Russia is tuned in this morning, and a number of other, you know, little pockets of cities around the world that just absolutely love to listen to what we do here. And that's why I say, you know, Barbara gets inundated with bands every day going, please, let's do that. Now, at the end of this, Heidi, I'm going to do a little video that we can put on our website, because with that amount of traffic, you know, we'll do a little quick shout-out kind of thing. Before you know it, you've got another 5,000 Instagram fans, and you're just going to be really busy. Let's go back to the desk.
Roads to misery. Why don't you drive me down about 2 Got me Jack Diamond. Well, he eats right from my hand. Got me a Jack Diamond. That boy eats right from my hand. You know Jack Daniels is the weakest kind of man. Galaxy FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 13 away from 12 o'clock. It is 22 degrees, unseasonably warm really for a winter time, and well, it's the Fridays. Yeah, we're coming into a brand spanking new weekend. It is July 24th. Absolutely elated to be joined by Heidi Holton, coming out of Murphy, North Carolina. Now, tell me a little bit about North Carolina. Is that anywhere near the Appalachians?
It is. I'm actually in the foothills of the Appalachian Mountains. I'm in the extreme western corner of North Carolina. And it is absolutely gorgeous here. We're surrounded by, you know, the Appalachian foothills and the Blue Ridge Mountains. We have beautiful hiking and waterfalls and just all kinds of amazing things here. And, you know, it's a quiet, simple way of life to live here.
You know, I actually have some friends of mine who appear on a TV internet kind of deal called the Moonshiners, and
Yes!
Josh Owens is a very, very close friend of mine, and a number of others, and believe me, they say to me, Grant, you go out in that bush, sooner or later you're going to fall across some copper. I went, really? Anywhere in the Appalachians, sooner or later you're going to bump into some copper. I'm going, is that healthy? You know, really, is it? But having said that, you see, I used to live in Newport, just out of Nashville, and used to stay with a couple there, and him and his best friend used to congregate about a certain time of the day, then suddenly disappear all night. And I'm thinking, what's going on here? You know, they got something, you know, going on.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, they had something going on. They would come back in the morning with these jars of stuff saying, you could drive your car on this. I'm looking at it going, really? Why would you want to? You know, today they use the excuses, hand sanitizer.
as hand sanitizer.
Yeah.
It's a hot commodity.
Yeah, apparently, especially when you can buy it from any street corner out in the bush.
Yeah.
I love it. But yes, I have tried it many, many times. Bit of Popcorn Sutton's recipe, I've tried a bit of that. And believe me, I've even tried a bit of apple pie. So believe me, I'm a big fan of that. Now, here in New Zealand, it's legal. We can make our own anytime you want.
Wow.
We don't know why your laws are like that. I mean, it's only a bit of alcohol.
Yeah, we don't really know why our laws are the way they are either.
I mean, in some states you can. You know, you can drink, you can do pretty much whatever you want. Then in other states, much like Tennessee, for instance, I've been there, it's a dry state, but yet again, they make alcohol there.
Yeah, in some states, marijuana is legal, and it is not legal here. It's just, it depends on what your state decides is good and bad. And, down here in the South, we are in the Bible Belt. So, people are very, they're a little bit more uptight in terms of, like, cutting loose and drinking. It's like, still kind of frowned upon, so...
I get it. I believe me, I fully understand. I really, really do. But at the same time, it's enough to make an old lady cry sometimes, really, isn't it?
It is.
I want to talk to you, Heidi, very, very seriously right now about the title of your album, Why Mama Cries. First of all, tell me why Mama Cries. Why did you choose that?
I'll tell you why Mama cries. Mama cries for various reasons. A woman's life is very hard. And, I think that most women spend their lives catering to other people and making sure that everyone else is taken care of before themselves. And, growing up, I always knew that I didn't want to have children, and I didn't want to, be the martyr that you have to be when you have family. I wanted to play rock and roll and blues and go on the road and tour. But I've always had deep, sincere respect and admiration for women who sacrifice their own happiness for other people. So it's sort of a tribute to my own mother and, my sister, all the women that I know. I admire them so much for the sacrifices that they make. And I am not nearly as strong as them because I can't seem to make those sacrifices.
I think you're stronger, actually, because you made a decision, not a sacrifice. You know what I mean? Now, at the same time...
Well, it's definitely a choice. And I think, personally, that I made the easy choice. And, I chose selfishness over... over the compassion of a mother, and I think I took the easy way out.
Well, believe me, I don't think children make a relationship any better at all, to be honest. I think they stress the hell out of you for the first, 21 years, and then they come back and raid your fridge.
Yeah, absolutely.
How do you win? How do you win with that? I mean, seriously.
They don't win.
So, okay, now tell me a little bit about the lyrics of Why Mama Cries.
Oh, gosh. Well, I wrote those lyrics when I was kind of like making the decision to tour on my own as opposed to with a band. So it's like, I got tired of waiting, so I went alone. And I think that pretty much sums up my career in a nutshell of making the transition from playing with bands who, it's very difficult to get a band together and on board to tour. It's very expensive. And, like, that opening line of, like, being tired of waiting, so you went alone. It's like I basically just took control of my own life. And I wrote the song after I canceled a wedding. I'm a runaway bride. And so this was the first song that I wrote after I canceled my wedding. And it was just, that sort of epic knowing that you're going to spend a lot of days alone, doing the hard work yourself, and being 100% happy about that decision.
I love that. I really, really do. Got to admit, you and I got something in common there. Believe me, I ran away from one of those. Well, to be honest, I said to her, you know, I'm sorry, I can't come and marry you today. My wife won't let me.
That's a good excuse.
It kind of is, yeah. Heidi Holton right here at Galaxy. Why Mama Cries.
Love the Blues Club, wouldn't she?
She would love the Blues Club. We're members of the blues clubs here in New Zealand, and believe me, we would love to introduce you to a number of people, including a couple from out of Canada that we have touring in New Zealand. Believe me, it'll be a great time here in New Zealand. Maybe about 5 shows, maybe about 8 shows in Australia to make it worthwhile. What do you reckon?
That would be great. I would love to play in Australia too. Do you guys know Fiona Boyce, the woman?
Yeah, we know Fiona.
She is amazing. I love her so much. I've known Fiona for about 10 years, and we always run into each other in Memphis, and she is one of my idols. So I've been hoping to go to Australia and play with her as well. So.
Well, I tell you what, let me try and tee something. Well, let Barbara try and tee something up for you. Once the surreal time comes along, make a note of that, Fiona Boyce. We'll get on to that one. Because believe me, I reckon that would be one killer show.
Yeah, that would be amazing.
Exactly. You never know, we might be able to get her over here as well. We'll do a double up. What do you reckon, guys?
Yeah, why not?
Yeah? I like the idea, I really do.
That would be epic.
Yeah. Believe me, it would be actually, because we love Fiona as well, and so
yeah,
I could see something coming out of that. I really could. Maybe a little Gary Harvey to open up.
Yeah.
What do you think?
Sure.
Yeah. Great idea.
Don't forget you've got Ryan Neville's blues.
Yeah, we got Ryan Neville as well. He could do the south. We'll get Gary to do the north. What do you reckon? Yeah. Somebody's decided to mow the next door neighbour's office's lawns. Yay! The council's decided to go and mow the lawns. Great timing.
Well, we might hear it, we may not hear it.
I hope not.
We'll find out
while I think of it, because I'm going to do this now.
Oh, no.
Da-da-da-da. Only because somebody mentioned something about marijuana, I'm going to do this. And I'm going to go down the road of 5 questions from the 50 Shades of Grey. I've got to do it. I know
do it.
Yeah, I know it's.
I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is, but you got to do it.
Oh, I do. I really, really do. Believe me. And I've got props. I will show you these. I'll show you this. Excuse me a minute. Unfortunately, I'm an asthmatic, so every now and again I run out of breath.
Oh no!
Yeah, especially when I get all excited. And I've got props.
Yeah.
Okay, let's do this. That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM. And Heidi, I think this would be a good time to give Michael a bit of a shout out as well, who tried to get some music to us from you. So one of your friends, Michael, Got to appreciate that. Thank you.
Oh, yes, Nathan Barris. Yes.
Nathan, yeah.
Guys, yeah.
Sorry, I was told Michael. Nathan, nice. Well, you know, we like to rename things, so why can't we rename him Michael?
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful name.
Well, here's a thought for you. In this day of expanding knowledge, we're finding more and more Earth-like planets out in the big black stuff, right?
Yeah.
Now, we have the audacity, really, as humans, to want to name these places, and including the moons that they may or may not have. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Right. Now, I mentioned earlier on that, you know, here in New Zealand we have 3 islands, and one actually does have a decent name, it's Stewart. But if you put it on a world or intergalactic scale, these scientists are naming these moons, but I mean, ours is so original, don't you think? Moon?
Yeah. It's the only one, I guess, that we knew of when we named it, right?
Well, I want to name it something else.
Okay.
You know, I've started up a petition. Well, it's been going now for a number of years, actually, and nobody seems to sign it yet. But I'm saying Celestial Body Brian.
Celestial Body Brian. For our moon?
Yeah.
For, like the Earth moon?
Yeah, give it a bit of an identity.
Celestial Body Brian. It has a good alliteration there. I like it.
It'd be hard to put on a check, though, wouldn't it?
No such thing as chicks.
Well, it would be. It would be. Now, you mentioned a bit of veganism. Are you a vegan yourself?
I eat plant-based as often as possible, but when I travel, you know, it's really hard when you're on the road. So I try to be as healthy as possible, but I also like to dive into new cultures. So like when I was on tour in Italy, I mean, there's no way you're not going to eat cheese and like delicious pasta with like meat. So I lived it up in Italy, and you know, wherever I go, I sample the local food. But when I'm at home, I'm a plant-based kind of gal.
Okay, so have you ever tried vegan sausages?
I have.
Are they made of real vegans?
They taste like it.
Okay.
How would
Well,
she know?
that's kind of like baby oil now, isn't it? Are they made of real babies? Yeah. Got to wonder what's in that special Irish coffee now, don't you? You really do. Okay, one of the questions from the 5 questions of 50 Shades of Grant. Now, having said that, are you familiar with the UK at all?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, are you familiar with Boris Johnson? He's the elected Prime Minister of Britain.
Yes. Yeah.
Right, okay, Boris Johnson. Here in New Zealand, our Prime Minister is actually a woman called Jacinda Ardern. We love her.
I know. We love her over here. We love her.
Yeah, she's doing wonderful things, keeping New Zealand safe. Let's put it that way. She's trying her best to keep us safe, even though there's a few radicals out there. But at the same time, in Germany, the lady in power there, of course, is Chancellor Angela Merkel.
Yes.
Then in the United States, you have Donald Trump. Who's the odd one out here?
Yes, we do.
Which is the odd one out?
The odd one out? Like, meaning, like, the worst one?
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
I mean, I think the answer to that question is pretty obvious.
She doesn't want to admit.
It's not his fault he's the colour of his almost impeachment. Come on.
Yeah. Wow. Yeah, I'm not going to say anything terrible, but yeah.
Yeah, no, the rest of them have real hair.
No, he doesn't have real hair.
No, exactly, that's what I mean. He's the odd one out. The rest of them do.
Yeah.
Yeah, the only thing is, if you ever get Boris Johnson and Donald Trump together, especially in a windstorm, could you imagine that hair going around? Wow. They almost look alike, they really do. So, are you familiar with James Bond?
I am, yeah.
Okay, well just recently James Bond Daniel Craig did his very last James Bond. He's never going to do it again. But he broke his ankle, and he was down for 12 weeks. Now, you can imagine the expense that's going to incur, especially on the management, the franchise owners, everything like that. So they got together and decided, well, we're going to, while he's down, we're going to make James Bond a woman. That went out all over the internet, really blew the internet up. It really, really did.
I think about that, yeah.
Yeah, believe me, nobody wants a woman for James Bond. Ian Fleming wrote James Bond as a man. Sure,
Right.
Moneypenny is Moneypenny. Leave her where she is, as Moneypenny, the biggest supporter of James. But don't make her James Bond. So they compromised. Now James Bond is going to be gay.
Oh, well, that's an interesting choice.
Yeah, do you know what they're going to call him?
No.
07. Kind of wonder what he's going to do with his Walter PPK, don't you?
Oh, my goodness.
Anyway, now I'm going to ask us some very hard questions because, believe me, I like to know how people think, okay?
Okay.
Now, here in New Zealand, we have politicians. Now, we pay these people to make the hard decisions, right?
Yeah.
What happens when they can't? Oh, yeah, they come back to the public and say it's a referendum. Literally, yep. They can't make the hard decisions. Why do we pay these people? So, in our referendum, and believe me, I'm very excited about this because I've been talking about this for some time now, that we here in New Zealand are looking at the legalisation and control of cannabis. Now, we're looking at it from a medical perspective. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
If you were in our shoes, would you vote yes or no?
I would say legalize it. Yeah, absolutely.
I do too. I really do. And moreover, for the medical reasons of that, absolutely. And I'll give you an instance. Not so long ago, you're familiar with the little old people that drive these little sidewalk carts. They almost look like golf carts, stuff like that, down the pathways, right? Had a little old man zooming up to me. Believe me, it was candy apple red with a little flag, the whole deal. Even the lights worked. It really did. And he's yelling at me from about a block away going, Grant, Grant, Grant. And I'm going, what's the matter? He goes, this new thing about marijuana. I went, yeah. He goes, apparently the oil's good for your joints.
Yeah, it is.
I didn't know. Of course it is, yeah. He was dead serious. Now, the other question, and this is the last one I'm going to ask you, but believe me, I think this is so serious, it really, really is, that it needs to be aired and get people's opinions, is the end of life choice referendum. Should we allow people to kill elderly and sick and maimed and people? I mean, I believe we should.
I believe that should be allowed as well. I do, like, if I were the person making the law, I would require a psychological and a medical evaluation.
Oh, yeah.
Before it was approved. But yeah, I think that should totally be a personal choice.
Yeah, absolutely. It's not like the family's wanting to bump you off, but believe me, if you're at that point where there is no more hope, why keep you around? I mean, we put our dogs down. You know what I mean?
Yes.
We put our animals down. We put everything else down. But Mum just hangs in there in pain constantly over and over again. I think it's more humane to say yes on that one. And I'm so happy that you agree.
Yeah.
You know,
I do agree.
So I thank you for that. And that's the 5 questions from the 50 Shades of Grant. Thank you for tolerating that. Believe me, everybody else hated it. So, yeah, well, you know, do you believe in ghosts?
I do.
You do? Believe me, I do too. And the last radio station that we were in literally was haunted. It really, really was. And it was one of the reasons why we moved, actually. But I see here, haunt your own houses. Now, This was the first song I ever heard of Heidi Holton, and I absolutely loved it. Needed to find out a little bit behind it. Tell me something about it.
Well, I'll tell you how I got the title for the song. I saw a little picture, like a meme, that somebody had taken at a sandwich shop in the U.S. We have this chain called Subway. Do you guys have that there?
Yep, love a sandwich.
Yeah, so anyways, in the window of this Subway, somebody had made a sign that said, "No Ouija boards allowed. Haunt your own houses." And I was like, I had to hear the story behind that. And I couldn't find the story anywhere. So I decided to write a song about it. And I took the idea, like that phrase, and I ran with it and wrote my own song.
Now, do you think a Ouija board is dangerous?
No, not at all.
You know, that's an interesting response, actually. Hasbro, would you believe, is still selling these as a children's toy?
Yeah.
Really...
Well, I think you can communicate with the dead with a Ouija board. I'm a tarot card reader.
Okay.
And I practice traditional Southern conjure. So I am all about the, esoteric arts. And I think Ouija boards are great. I think it's a good way to connect with people from beyond. It's a good way to, connect with your subconscious. And, I think the younger we introduce kids to tools like this, the better.
So you're trying to say to me that the Ouija board is the new interdimensional telephone?
Absolutely, yeah. And as a society, we could probably do better. With all of our technology, we should have a new way of communicating with the dead by now,
You would think.
Back in the old, there was the telephone and the Ouija board. Now there's the internet. We should have a new modern Ouija board.
I like that. I really, really like that. But right here, live with Heidi Holton as Haunt Your Own Houses at Galaxy. I really like that, Heidi. I really do.
Well, thank you.
Well, I was actually discussing with the staff the other day that once you die, maybe there isn't a thing called heaven, but maybe there's another dimension, and ghosts are caught in between those two dimensions. Now, could you imagine millions of people that are wandering around that you can't see, you might be walking through and all that sort of stuff?
Exactly. I have a list of places that I'll haunt when I'm dead. I already know places where I'll go.
Believe me, I got that same list. I'm doing the same thing. People, watch out. I'm going to upset you. I want to be a poltergeist. I want to be a naughty ghost.
Look,
Yes.
Absolutely.
I want to have a Skype reading.
You want to have a Skype reading?
Yeah, with her cards.
With her
please.
cards?
Yes,
Oh.
please.
Yeah, we can do that. Let's plan a time to do it. It'll be fun.
Yes, let's do that. We can all do it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No,
I would
dear,
love
dear,
to do
dear.
that. I love tarot readings.
That's cool. That
And
is really
then
cool.
When I send you guys some CDs, I will also send you some of my magical oils. Fiona Boyes uses my Van oil, which is for good luck.
Send me some Van, please.
Oh.
I need some Van.
I'll put that in your package.
Awesome.
Yes,
Awesome.
you
I tell you what, if you just happen to have a T-shirt, I would be honoured to wear your brand while I'm doing these interviews today. Look here, I'm wearing my old brand. People look.
No, I don't have a key, but I will look into getting some printed because that's something that I need to do anyways. I just haven't taken the plunge. But
Sure.
yeah, I'll totally.
Okay.
What size are you?
Well, Barbara will give you details, believe me. I don't know what size I am. I'm a man. Hey, listen, I got married on my wife's birthday so I could remember what date she was born.
Yes.
At the same time, I'm not going to fluff up my wedding anniversary.
Yeah.
Did you know, actually, Barbara and my wife Terry are born on the same day.
Oh wow.
They
That's
celebrate.
So cool.
They celebrate the same birthday. So not only is it my wedding anniversary, my my wife's birthday, but Barbara's birthday as well. So
Very cool.
it's eventful around here.
I'm a friend with Fiona Boys on Facebook.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah, well, we know Fiona.
Yeah, we do.
Yeah. Yes, we do. Yes. We'll work it out. We'll figure it.
Yeah.
Get her on board. We'll tell her that it's Heidi Holton has demanded it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll do that.
Yeah. We'll give Heidi, we'll blame Heidi and then get Fiona to ring her up and abuse her. What do you reckon?
But being Australian will be...
Anyway, we're going to wrap it up here, but please don't go anywhere, okay? Because we've got a couple of
Okay.
things we're going to do next. And by the way, Heidi, thank you so much for doing this.
Oh, my pleasure. This was so fun.
Cool, cool.
She's torn and stained, but she's not afraid of you. Galaxy, galaxy, FM.
That's right, you're right here at Galaxy 107 FM, 16 after 12 o'clock. It is 21 degrees downtown, and we've been joined live by Heidi Holton coming out of Murphy, North Carolina. And Haunt Your Own House, I really like that. I'm going to talk to Heidi a little bit more off air about these kind of things. It really turns me on. I kind of like that kind of stuff, I really do. And of course, I got the Cajun feel with that particular track as well. I really did. So loved it. And as I said, first song I ever heard. Now, Heidi, I got to say thank you so much for joining us here at Galaxy. Would you come back again?
Absolutely. At time.
Yeah, you were sadistic as well, right?
Okay, well, I'll book her in for Christmas.
Okay. Barbara says she's going to book you in for something that we do at Christmas as well. Believe me, that the one day the bosses don't mind me having a bit of moonshine. Really, they don't. You'd be surprised. This whole deal, would you believe, with doing the interviews with indie artists and everything from around the world, actually stemmed from drinking on a Monday night here at Galaxy.
Perfect.
Yeah. Barbara and I were getting a little sozzled at some stages, and the bosses got concerned and said, nah, but I like the idea of using Skype, because we were doing that with friends and they were all joining us, having a few drinks from around the world.
Requesting music.
Let's turn it into something that we feel could be a useful model. And so Barbara and I turned it into this, and well, now we have many people listening and watching and following us on Facebook Live. We'll give you a copy of everything we do, and we'll also send you the instructional videos, so you know I'm not pulling your leg about a number of things we do here in New Zealand. But Heidi, I got to say thank you so much for taking the time out. Please take care of Mum and love to your father, right?
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
You're right here at Galaxy 107 FM.
107.
Hi, I'm Heidi Holton from Murphy, North Carolina. Thank you to DJ Grant and 107 FM.